Welcome back. It's episode 9. We are about 180 kilometers from the final state, so New South Wales. Our plan today is to make it to a town called Broken Hill, which is just over the border, 200 kilometers. And the rain is just non-stop. We're back to the complaints about the weather. We've got 4 cycles of bad weather coming through, so we're just finding the little gaps in between. Again, the distances between the fuel stations are quite big, so we need to be careful with our choices. Let's go.
Here we are. It's not quite as glamorous as the south border, but this is our last state that we're going into, New South Wales. And from here, no more states, no more time zones, just carrying on as much as we can to get up to Byron Bay.
Okay, we've made it into Broken Hill. We were hoping to get here without having to stop, but my fuel consumption is just gone crazy. I don't really understand it.
I think it's because you put weight on.
Oh, I must have put, yeah, I've put weight on, so it needs more. This beard's getting out of hand, the hair's getting out of hand. Look at that. We're pretty tired. We're pretty ready to go back. Hopefully more flying will get us a bit excited again. The landing here was a bit dodgy. We knew it was going to be questionable when we came here because we picked several different fields for backups. There's power lines all around this airfield, so again we need to be careful on takeoff, and we won't be able to take off in very windy conditions because of all the rotor, but this was our best option, so that's where we are. Time for breakfast, another coffee, and then to make a plan and see when our next weather window is.
Like we've got fleas.
There's not many aircraft that you could walk up to a shopping centre, is there? We've had a nice little breakfast and we're just waiting for the winds to calm down. Fingers crossed we'll be able to get away this afternoon. The weather looks pretty bad for the rest of the day, so we've decided to head to the only accommodation available. And in manoeuvring the paramotors, we found Twitty's had a little crack in.
All that extra weight.
All that extra weight we're both putting on, causing issues. So now we're heading around looking for a fabricator, someone who might have a welder so we can repair it.
If not, gaffer tape and cable ties.
An adventure is nothing without its challenges, but that being said, I think Twitty and I are pretty ready to have an easy ride at the minute.
Got a few challenges, aren't there?
Every day's an adventure, eh, Twitty?
Mate, at least everywhere we go, somebody at least helps us.
Aussie folks to the rescue again. Paul, at his user's workshop, is TIG welder. Twitty did a terrible job making holes in his frame, and we're all good to go.
That's a terrible job.
This poor thing's looking like it's just come out of a scene from Mad Max. With 3 different wheels on there, 2 bent axles, mud all over the place from the takeoff this morning. Poor thing. And can't wait to give it a bit of TLC. Bit of a creepy takeoff this morning. We've got full moon over there as we walk through the cemetery to our takeoff on the other side. Hopefully it's going to be a good day. We're going to try and get about 300k, but that's wishful thinking maybe. Alright, we're at a place called Little Topar. We had a mad rush, refueling, putting the oil in and sticking some octane booster in because they've only got 91 here. And we carry a little bottle of octane booster just in case. I checked the weather station at Wilcannia and it's already 13 to 17 miles an hour. Now, it's not the end of the world at speed, but it's due to get worse. So it's not worth taking that risk. Again, I've mentioned it in the last video, I'll mention it here again. If we get to a place and we struggle to land, or we take a prop, or we break a trike, or anything like that, that's game over.
So we've got no more props left. We've got only one good piston left. We've got all these things. We need to be really careful, and priority number one is our safety. So we're still here. Took off this morning at 6:15, landed 8:10. The time is now, what's the time, Andy?
5.
The time now is 5:15, and we've been checking the weather all day. Just when we thought it was getting better, 2 dust devils came through in the last half an hour, so we are calling it. So we'll stay here, get up early in the morning and try and punch into the headwind and see how far we get. Keep smiling, it's another day, keep smiling. Okay, so we've taken off from Little Topar this morning and we know it's a headwind. Our best bet, without running out of fuel, is to try and climb to 3,000 because that seems to be a crosswind. Even then, it's a bit dodgy. And the town we're heading to is called Wilcannia. And everybody we've spoken to who said, oh, this is where we're going, they said, oh, don't go to Wilcannia. Why not? Well, we'll get things stolen. Great. And it looks like there's a possibility we could be stuck in Wilcannia for a week. So we'll see if the rumours are true. Fingers crossed we can actually make it out tonight, but the forecast doesn't say so. So we'll see. All part of the adventure. What he's showing off his fancy hat.
Wait there, I want to have a look at that. Because on that last picture you made me look fat. See? You breathe in. You wish you'd have bought one.
I'm really jealous. Look at all the flies trying to get in.
Yeah, exactly. Can they get in? Nope. Can I still smoke me e-cig? Yep. With no nicotine in it. About as much use as a chocolate fire guard.
So we are in Wilcannia. And we're advised by so many people not to stop here, but so far we've just had an amazing reception. So many people interested, so many friendly people. Someone's given us a place to store the motors so we can go walking around. So far so good, no dramas. And this is the Darling River, which is actually the longest river in Australia. So I've just been told. The thermal activity is getting outrageous, and it means we've only got mornings and the occasional evening to fly in. So between all the rainstorms.
Yeah, boat ain't got long left, so we should make it in another 3 months.
Oh, how far have we come now?
3,776 kilometres.
So, not too long left, I guess.
Yeah, we've got it back now.
Okay, so we managed to get away. It's a bit of a bumpy ride. A really bumpy ride, actually. And the next destination is only 80 kilometers away. However, that's as the crow flies, which we should be able to do, but it's wetlands and desolate area, nothing there. So if we did have an engine out, we could land up in a lake, a river, or anything like that, or just a boggy pit. And it's been raining a lot recently, so it's not worth taking that risk, which means we're adding an extra 20 kilometers to our journey to follow the road. The plan of action is to land at Emdale, our next stop. They've got an airstrip, so land there, fuel up, grab some supplies and make as much headway as we can before it gets dark and we have to land out. Kilometers down, flies everywhere. We are now in Emdale. We're going to stop, have some food. Oh, definitely caught the sun today. And there's a newfound hell, which are these little things that stick in your shoes, so they just start scratching you as you go. All right, here comes another Aussie appreciation post. We obviously stopped in Wilcannia, and I told you people, whoa, that's impressive. I told you people
said we shouldn't stay there and hurry up through there. And we had nothing but good responses. We left our kit and went wandering around the whole town. Nothing missing, nothing gone wrong. Bit of a big drama, really, that turned out to be nothing. There's a guy who wanted to talk to us, ask us some questions, put us in the local newspaper, and we got to the next place along where we said we were going to be, and he's covering our food. We just ordered food and they went, oh, that's covered by Bill. So thank you very much, Bill, if you ever get to see this.
Managed to make it out of Endale, and we've got 35 minutes until civil twilight. So we're going to land in 30 minutes, and then we'll be camping out for the night, much to Twitty's disappointment, but we kind of need it. We've only got a short weather window tomorrow to push on to the next town before all the thunderstorms come through. So we need to get as far as we can tonight so that we're not pushing into much of a headwind tomorrow. Don't go in the quarry, Rich. That would be a bad day. Ooh, that's fast.
Hello! So I've landed again in the middle of nowhere and we're in a mad rush to set up the tents before it's dark. Twitty's super excited for camping again.
Love it.
Absolutely love it. You're a changed man.
Best part of the trip, mate.
You're a changed man.
Yeah, because I'm making progress.
We're away this morning onto a place called Cubba, which is 70 kilometres. The place we stayed last night was an abandoned quarry, nothing else around. We came from the last rest stop, which was 35 kilometres away, and our next place obviously is 70 kilometres away, completely in the middle of nowhere. Nothing but the tremors from kangaroos jumping around all over the place. It's amazing how far their jump travels across the ground. I mean, quite a few things chirping around and crawling around last night. I'm surprised Twitty got any sleep at all.
What, we're doing a hair modelling contest. Look at mine. Huh?
I think mine's better.
I'm glowing today.
I think I've got that surfer look going on. Except for this.
Oh.
More on this look.
Ah.
So it's happened. Some has stolen our
Hey.
fuel.
And the oil.
And the oil.
At least oil's only $40 a litre here.
Yeah, we had 6 litres.
Yeah. Perfecto. Oh well, part of the adventure, you keep saying.
Part of the adventure. We're 50 kilometres out of Kobar. We don't have enough fuel to get there. Don't have enough fuel to get 20 kilometres probably in this wind. So we're going to pack everything up, head out to the main road. Hopefully a ute passes by that can give us a lift into town, and then we'll try and get a lift back when the storm passes. We've made it to the road. It's only 50 kilometers to Kobar, but even if one of us hitchhiked there, got fuel, got oil, came back, we've already missed our flying window. It's very short this morning. So we're gonna try and hitchhike. It's not worth camping out tonight because we've got limited supplies and the storm's coming through for 3 days, I think it is. So we have one guy stop, Alan, gave us nice refreshing Pepsi, but no space to put the Paramotors. I think our best bet next is to get Twitty into town to hire a vehicle and then come back and grab us. So Twitty has gone off with a guy we actually met in Emdale yesterday, so our last stop about 70k away. He was really intrigued in the paramotors, showed him all around, and he just so happened to be passing us. And it was the 10th car that came along, so not many at all. Now I just need to wait for messages on the inReach because I've got no signal here. And Twitty's just messaged on the inReach to say he's gone to a recovery company. So we've got a recovery truck on the way to pick me up from the lay-by. So I'll just sit here for another 10-15 minutes, maybe half an hour. And for some reason with the Spice Girls running around in my head. Here he is. Only went and hired a bloody flatbed. How's your little trip?
Well, I think when they were closing, I thought you were going to get drowned. See, I'm all sympathetic for you.
Always adding to the adventure, aren't we, mate? Broken.
So we did cable tie the prop up, but it's come loose. Started spinning, caught the ratchet strap.
Not that I've put back.
Bam.
Back. Yeah, perfect. Fantastic, mate. Thank you very much. Cheers, bud, to that. We've got one.
Got a prop, mate.
I think bleeding me dry, but yeah. I don't think Kelly's getting a Christmas present. I'm back in action.
Twitty's forever causing problems. There's a guy called Alistair, so someone who Twitty got his prop off, his friend with Alistair here, who has his own business, so he's let us use the workshop, put us in the back of the ute, brought us down. We're having a play because Twitty's frame is cracked again, so we're going to try and fix that. So what's the plan, Twitty?
I don't know, I got one. Make something out of steel, because there's nobody over here does titanium molding, so I can't weld my chassis up. So I can't weld it up, we've got to pop it up somehow. We've got to make some sort of popping system.
A very delicate touch there, Twitty. Our mate Dallas here has dropped us off at our last point where we found our fuel was stolen, and that way we should be able to fly straight over Cobar and straight on to our next stop. So let's go.
We're back at Cobar, done the 50k, and we are doing 57 kilometers an hour at the minute. Our total distance from takeoff would be 140, and I should have enough fuel for that. So we're going to bypass Cobar, save a little bit of time, and head straight to the next place. We'll definitely get sub 1000k today, I reckon. Woo-hoo-hoo! So our mate this morning, who dropped us off, really funny guy, really nice guy, he was telling us it's the greenest it's been in over 40 years. There's old boys in the town that haven't seen it this green, and that's because of all the storms that are passing through. We need to be a bit careful when we get closer towards the east coast. There's floods here and it gets worse, and it's been 3 months now. With all this rain and sunshine, it's prime for things to start growing. So some of our landing options that we scoped out 3 months ago might not be there anymore.
All right, decent landing. We've got a bit of a walk to the fuel station, and then we'll come back. Hopefully the weather's still good. There's a strong chance it might be as well, so we can crack on. And on our next flight, we'll get down to that 1000k mark. 1000k left. What a quick turnaround. We have to hike a little bit as well. Pretty happy with that. Get up here, you! Right.
The film was definitely starting for the day. We can see the clouds building up around us. So we're going to keep climbing, try and get above them, so it's not as much of a rough ride. Man, looking at Warra, you can just see floods everywhere. That is a plane.
Warren traffic, Paramotor 010. Big descent today. Oh no! My poor wing's gonna get soaking. Right, quick. Oh, look at all the midges. This is disastrous. We've got less than 1,000 kilometers left to go. I'm super happy about that. What I'm not so happy about is how boggy this field is. I don't think we're going to be able to take off from here. It's too boggy. The tires just dig in, and so we're going to chill out for a little bit, find somewhere to take off, I reckon, and then hopefully fly this afternoon. Did you get a splish and splashing as you dropped in as well?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. Oh, I got a big one.
Yeah, because you come into the puddle.
Is that why you went downwind?
Yeah.
I was like, what's the daft man doing? He's going downwind. Yeah. Australia strikes again with their absolute kindness. But basically, we were chatting to someone while we were having a breakfast. Well, Twitty was chatting to someone while we were having a breakfast, and we've walked to the station, and she's told the guy not to let us pay, and that she'll pay for it. So, magic. Absolutely wonderful. So we've been waiting for the wind to calm down, and it's actually just increased. So we're going to wait a little bit longer. And we're going to try and miss out some stops and go a bit cross country.
It's going to end badly. We're going to end up sleeping in the middle of a waterlogged field because Richard decided he wanted to take a shot.
The roads around here, a lot of them are closed because of the amount of rain. The most rain anyone's seen. Obviously it had to be while we're doing this challenge. But while we're sat here, I thought I haven't updated you all on a lot of things because the last episode was a bit something different. The biggest things that happened were in Port Augusta. First day we tried to take off, Twitty's engine blew up and we had to land on the road next to some nice policemen and then push it back. Twitty rebuilt it while I went to bed because I wasn't feeling very well at all. It was actually a blessing in disguise again. And then the next day we tried to take off and Twitty exploded a prop. So wasn't best of luck for Twitty there. I also had to rebuild my clutch because a bolt snapped on the clutch somehow. So we met an amazingly nice truckie called Strop, and he let me use his workshop to get the snap bolt out of my clutch hub. He then came to see us take off, and because the weather was no good, there was fog, he took us back to his house, introduced us to his family, woke up his wife to make us breakfast.
Kidnapped us for the day.
Kidnapped us for the day. He was absolute gent. Him and his family were amazing. Anyway, we're going to see if we can fly in a bit. Okay, so we're going to stay the night here in Warren. We are in a new takeoff, by the way. So this isn't the waterlogged place because that would have absolutely been a no-go. So we've chose this other field. The winds are really low, but switching around quite a lot and then coming from the back. And if we get a backwind, then we might clip a tree. So yeah, it's just not worth it. We're going to wait for a bit more of a steady wind in the morning and take off then. But we've done 250k today and we are now less than 1,000 kilometers from the end, which is very exciting. I'm very excited.
This might be why we've got to be a little bit careful. So if you get an engine out, I can't really see many landing places. Yeah. You know, pop on back. It'll be a water propeller. That's what it's going to be for. And then we've had people telling us today that because everywhere's flooded, the snakes have got nowhere to hide. So all the snakes are out. Mosquitoes, loving it. Absolutely loving it. They're starving.
So I got this a while ago. It's a redback spider that you get in Australia. I got it along the Nullarbor. I've been meaning to put it into his bed for a while. He's in the shower, so I'm going to.
You Now I'm going to what you call it, aren't I? We're doing about spiders in the middle of the night.
Okay, it's 6:10, but we're going to wait till 20 past. And then we're going to take off, fly back to the other place, get low enough that it counts, and then crack on.
Okay, so we're doing pretty well this morning, despite the cold. I'm pretty happy. We're doing 90k an hour at 4,000 feet, and there's a big chance that we can make a big distance today. So if it calms down this evening, then we can get to a town called Moray and keep pushing into that 1,000 kilometers.
Okay, we've landed in Coonamble. We've already fueled up, a quick turnaround. The winds are picking up, so...
Apologies, Coonamble, we probably woke you up this morning. I hope it's not a Saturday morning. I've completely lost track of days. Already do not like that. That's not good. Power lines on the other side. I reckon put it down over there. Let's go have a look, see. Right, don't be water. Don't be crops.
Down nice and safely in Weewa, not our planned stop. Our planned stop, you could see the tyre marks. Well, it was just mud marks basically because it was so wet, and then it was surrounded by power lines, so with the drag it wouldn't have been ideal. So we've come right on the outskirts of town to a sports oval. It's nice and dry, and it just means we've got a nice long walk. We're not going to fly again yet. The clouds are building quite quickly and the gusts were building as we were coming through. We'll hunker down here, but so far 230 kilometers done today. I think we've got about 500 left. I'll give an update in a bit. Well, it doesn't look too bad, so we're going to go. We've managed to get a little bit of an audience going, so no pressure again. We've landed in Moray, 450 kilometers to go, and oh, these midges, they're getting strong. How are you feeling about these midges, mate? Hey.
Absolutely living my best life. I feel like a pincushion.
We've only got a 35-minute walk to the closest hotel, so we're going to crack on, try and get there before the sun goes down, grab some grub, and then hike back 35 minutes in the morning because it still looks good. So we are all fed, we are fueled up, we are ready to go in the morning. We've got a 35-minute walk, and we also need to find our oil cache. Hopefully that one's still there. So another early morning, and I don't really care. We've made so much progress, so I don't care how tired I am right now. I'm just overjoyed with the distance we're making. And with that, we've got 450 kilometers left. So I'm going to end the episode here and save episode 10 for the finale, getting to Byron Bay and finishing this project. What should have taken us 5 weeks. We're now on week 13 and counting. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.